Data and Technology Solutions Limited offers computer repairs, computer sales, both laptop and desktop, computer accessories, networking solutions, IT consultation, point-of-sale systems, printing, scanning, copying, and faxing. Opening hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday at Bay Street, Scarborough, Tobago. For more information, call 639-3051 or 639-3706. Previously on the Spoken Word Challenge.
Of course, we're going to have a little chit chat with Mr. Lawrence, so you can get to know him for yourself. You can meet him, you can learn a little bit about him.
Lawrence, writer, screenwriter, playwright, director, actor, poet, songwriter, stage builder, stage management, everything.
How privilege and advocate to our young men and women that a gay pastor, it's okay to defend while the congregation sits and worships and pretends, neglecting that even in the Bible, this is God offense.
You were fake all along. I should have known, but I thought I loved you, but it was just that, fake.
You said it's not your experience, so you are writing from an objective perspective, you outside looking in.
I believe there's a God in existence because the way some things happen, too perfect to be a coincidence. For instance, sometimes I come out of a situation and I feel so lonely, but when I pray about it, I can feel His hand guiding me. Coming out of some situations deadly, that's that deadly, injury-free. Coincidentally? No, just God being good to me. Wanted to try out for this competition of speech, but I had no contact number, no point of reach. But I contacted the one who I could never not reach. You see, He never slumbers nor sleep. See, the Lord is my keeper, my main man and my linker. He allowed me to get your sheet of paper, and the shade of my right hand was on that paper as I fill it out with my left hand. Look, I'm standing before you here today as a contestant. People keep asking why. It's He, not me. Start trusting and stop coinciding, and you'll see. This word spoken today is a testimony from the yesterday, today, and forever, God. And if after all that you still want to be coinciding, that is on you. But I'll keep trusting.
That's short.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Good when I'm not in front of people, but I just get a little stage fright sometimes.
Okay. So your piece is a testimony as to how we ended up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're here. So what are you going to testify about now?
That it was not coincidence to be here. Me being here is not a coincidence. Me getting your consent form or the contestant form wasn't a coincidence. And so I had to talk about that basically.
So you possess the ability to take a situation and write a piece about it?
Well, that's how it kind of happened. Well, I can't say yesterday because it was yesterday it happened. The day before the auditions, I got the piece, so it just happened that way that I was able to write about the situation the day before as I spoken word.
Okay. So you understand the rhythm of spoken word, you understand the sound of it, you understand how it flows and how it moves. My challenge is the content. You are addressing the topic of faith, which is huge. There's an actual movement called God doesn't heal the amputees. You ever heard of it? You should probably Google it. It's a bunch of atheists who speak about how God does not heal people with cancer. Somebody would pray and pray and pray and believe and they would still die. Or somebody would lose a leg or lose a limb or something like that. And because that has happened to them, they lose their faith. So the topic of faith is a little more than just I got into a competition. And I want you to explore that. I want you to not just say coincidence from the perspective of I ended up here in this competition. Coincidence in terms of I am alive today, give a testimony. Car could have, or I could have, or this could have. Coincidence or not in terms of something bad seemingly happened, but we who are believers believe that all things work together for. That is the faith that you're talking about. So just giving me a nice thing about getting here would not be sufficient. It's not meat, it's milk. You understand the context?
Add to it, add more to it, or
I wouldn't even suggest add to it. I would suggest change your testimony or you change your example. I'm pretty sure you could find out more powerful or more relevant or more applicable example of how God has dealt with you and how God has saved you or how God has protected you more than just you coming here. You've gotten here. Thank God for that. Give me a little something more than that. Where you're coming from? Sort of. I would suggest you look for that God hasty amputees or something of the sort. Look at it, listen to what their stories are. And if you were to address somebody who was from that organization in the audience, what would you tell them about faith? Tell them they got here, they wouldn't. You understand where I'm coming from?
that was just probably the only one that I decided to stress on, but
Okay.
it have other instances where it wasn't just a coincidence, and it's me having faith in God why it happened, and He being there for me why it happened, and it's not just by chance it happened.
Good. People are saved by the word of your testimony, so give us a testimony. Another one, a different one. Okay?
Okay.
That's just in terms of the content. How do you feel about spoken word?
I like spoken word, but I don't like to say it. Like to stand up in front here and say it. It's very hard, I find, to talk or to be in front of a crowd. It don't even have to be massive. It could just be you alone and right about now, it's very frightening.
It is?
Yeah.
You are very good at hiding it. No, you have a natural confidence that comes with you. That's your personality. You're most likely a blunt person, right? You say it exactly how you see it. Or you just don't say anything at all, right?
Yeah, they say it or I see it.
Okay,
Or
good.
I feel.
Yes. And that was why you can stand up in front here and say a piece with some measure of confidence, because you sing exactly how you feel about something. It's a little bit more to perform though. So I get that you can say it, and I get that you have a voice and you can speak when you want to, and everybody could hear when you want people to hear what you have to say. You would say so they would hear it. I'm just not certain how you feel about what you're saying just yet. At the end of the day, because it is a performance, you need to connect with us a little bit as the audience. You're not just speaking, you're speaking to someone. And so that whole idea of you being afraid of speaking to somebody about something on stage, you have to deal with it a specific kind of way. You already have the voice, you have the confidence already, then okay, speak to them. Don't go nervous, sister. Don't go nervous on me. Don't go nervous on me. When I put you like a Taliban just now, so handle yourself. The confidence is already there. You just need to believe what you're saying a little more. That's why I'm saying content-wise, give me a little more than that. Because the more personal it becomes, the less afraid of you to say it, because this comes, I'm telling you what happened to me. I was almost dead, I almost get killed, but my God saved me. I don't care how you feel, this is how my God is, I know who my God is. You can't doubt me on that. You can do that. You can do that. No, don't doubt it. You can do that. You have a big voice. No, I like mic stands. That's me personally. I don't know if that could be something in it. I have a mic stand? Yeah, I like mic stands because it gives me something tactile that I could touch and I could hold and I could play with. So see this here, people watch and say, oh, you're nervous, and then of course, yeah, you see, That's what I hate about doing poetry. You either have the, or you have the, or then you have the. But if you have a mic stand, you could play, and people wouldn't see you because the mic stand becomes like a kind of fourth wall that blocks you from the person. So I would suggest a nice, with a little piece of cloth, you can play with the cloth or whatever it is, if you want to. So your hand's doing something while you're speaking, so you don't have to worry about looking nervous. I want to hear our next piece from you. And I want to hear a bigger piece.
Some young people that are going to be coming in and out. And of course for your expertise and your knowledge, let me thank you in advance for working with them and for coaching them through this whole experience. And we're trusting God that maybe next year and the years to come, we will have some more such.
Well, we will see. I should, however, for sake of references, give some ideas to background. Most people would know me for drama, for doing theatre pieces, writing plays, that type of stuff. I have not been performing spoken word as much as I should, but because I don't create the forums for it, nor do I practice it as much. And it's kind of hard to learn, though. People need to understand to stand up and talk for 5 minutes on something that you've learned for yourself is a lot harder than it looks. Sometimes a piece that you can say lasts 3-4 minutes is about 4 or 5 pages long. And that takes work to learn it. I don't have that patience all the time. But my introduction to spoken word came at UE actually. One Saturday morning, I was going to the library to study, and I walked past the room, and they were having a spoken word session with some students from Trinity East and Bishops, well, in Trinidad. And I sat down there, and I was like, okay, these teenagers, and I was adults. Most of the people are taught already in terms of my age difference between myself and them. And I was like, okay, what are you doing? Okay, I'm staying. And I stayed there for about nearly 3 or 4 months, working with them. Ataclan, I don't know if people would know who Ataclan is right now. He was one of the trainers who was there, Marvin, George, Camille, Kamina, she was also the lecturers at UE. And they formed this group called the Wordsmith. Brendan O'Brien and Brandon O'Brien, anyone who follows the Two Cents movement. These are guys who are finalists in Two Cents movement for the past couple of years as well, would have been part of the core members of the Two Cents movement coming off the ground. Derry and Sandy. And then of course you will speak. So I would have been going through and experiencing that. It was strange. I just found myself there. And I think it was a matter of God giving me another tool set to add to my box to use at some point in time. So even though you may not see me on a stage doing spoken word, I'm well familiar with it.
Up next on the Spoken Word Challenge.
When I have come to grow and to accept myself for who I am Nathaniel.
And that is a common problem that people have with arts, anything involving the arts. They say, okay, fine, I go and do drama, right? I can real act. And I go in and not knowing that theatre has rules.
Data and Technology Solutions Limited offers computer repairs, computer sales, both laptop and desktop, computer accessories, networking solutions, IT consultation, point-of-sale systems, printing, scanning, copying, and faxing. Opening hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday at Bay Street, Scarborough, Tobago. For more information, call 639-3051 or 639-3706. Previously on the Spoken Word Challenge.
And if after all that you still want to be coinciding, that is on you, but I'll keep trusting.
I want you to not just say coincidence from the perspective of I ended up here in this competition. Coincidence in terms of I am alive today, give a testimony. People need to understand to stand up and talk for 5 minutes on something that you've learned for yourself is a lot harder than you think.
I often wondered from a young age growing up, why was I so different from so many others? I wondered because I was laughed at, I was scoffed at, by my peers, by many others. People laughed at me saying things that I'm weird, I'm crazy, I'm this and the other. Oftentimes I tried to be like everyone else, and it never quite worked out. Until one day, it suddenly hit me. You were born to be a copy, to be an original, not a copy. Your DNA is your DNA given to you by God. You can only be you. Whatever you say or do could only define who you are. Could never define anyone else, because you could never be the exact same result of everything. People are always suggesting that you should do this and you should do that to fit in like everyone else. Why should I, when I have come to grow and to accept myself for who I am? I am Nathaniel, Hebrew for the gift of God, or God's gracious gift. I love who I am. I adore who I am. And whatever I say or do will always reflect who I am. I don't have time to say and do things to be like everyone else. I could only be me. I'm proud and happy that whatever I do could only be associated with whatever I do. It's my trademark. It's my identity. I don't have all the time to run behind the crowd and to try to be like everyone else. I tried doing that before and it never worked. But right now, I have embraced my identity of who I am, and I will follow in the footsteps of my identity as long as I live. As long as I live, as long as I follow my God-given destinies, as long as I put my mind towards my goals, my heart's desires, as long as I have dreams of becoming who I want to be, I will follow in my footsteps. Every day, people will see me and will suggest how I should do things this way and how I should do things that way. They might mean well for me, but at the end of the day, I don't feel comfortable doing it the way that people want me to do things. I feel comfortable doing things the way that I want to do things, so that I can set a mark on this world. When people see me, they must see me for who I am, because I am unique in my own way. My contributions to society, to this world, must reflect who I am. And on the day that I die, people must be able to say that this guy has done everything the way that he knows best, his way.
Spoken word, yes, is an expression, but like all expressions, there are rules. There are boundaries as to what it can and cannot be, what it can and cannot do. The minute you take it and say it's expression and say it can be anything, it's kind of like taking a stone and saying a stone can be anything. Yes, a stone can be, you can carve a stone into a phone, into a chair, into a figure, but at the end of the day, it still remains a stone. It doesn't change the core of what it is. The core of spoken word is poetry. It's a poetic form. And so there are rules that come with poetry that you have to follow. Rules in terms of there must be a rhythm, there must be a clear rhyme, there must be a clear use of different literary devices. Now, you're doing a degree in marketing, so I would assume that part of your doing this degree requires that you do research, requires that you read books, that you study, you look at videos, that you have different people who are within that field doing that kind of stuff. Do you do that kind of research when you're looking at spoken word?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, a few times out of go on YouTube and.
So what you said today, did that sound like what they do?
May not be quite exact, Because, for example, I would have looked at there was this particular aspect on YouTube called Def Jam Poetry,
Yeah.
where I would have looked at different spoken word artists.
Yeah.
What they were able to achieve is that not only they were able to say the words, but they were able to put their emotions and their meanings into what they were saying.
I agree. We're not discussing emotions. We're discussing what are the rules for spoken word, and that is what I'm coming to. I sense that that this for you is an opportunity for expression of yourself, of testifying as to where you have been or what you have done, saying how you feel. And that is a common problem that people have with arts, anything involved in the arts. They say, okay, fine, I go and do drama, right? I can real act. And I go in and not knowing that theater has rules, or going and singing have rules. And if you think I'm going to sing and express myself, I'll give an example. There was a girl who came to our camp a couple of years ago, and she believed that she could sing. Let's just say that within the song, she chose a Whitney Houston song, and while the song was going on, she changed keys about 5 times. And the more she changed keys, the more the audience responded, of course, laughing. And in her mind, she was determined that I could sing, and she would just raise the key again. At every point when people looked at her and they laughed, she raised the key again, to the point where the entire hall was laughing at her. And in her mind, she was like, I know what I am doing, I am singing, and I don't care what you say and how you feel about it, I am singing. This is my gift that God has given to me. And after they laughed her to scorn, she came back the next year, and they asked her for a solo. And she put on shades as if she was a diva, thinking that she was a star, and she went and she performed a second time, and the entire audience laughed her to scorn. Why? She did not understand that there were rules to singing. Singing is not just you open your mouth and you try to sing like Yolanda or Whitney Houston. You have to stay within keys. You have to understand your range. You have to understand what are the limits of your voice. You have to understand pronunciation and diction. There are rules. And I don't think that you have displayed any of the basic rules for poetry. There are areas where, because I'm listening and telling to hear what you're saying, because I want to make sure when I say it, I know what I'm saying. And what you did for me was basically testify. You said how you felt, you said who you are, and I compliment you on that. Coming from where you are to where you are now, I'm sure people would have never expected you to reach where you are. And that shows you are determined to become something for yourself. You've said so repeatedly. But that is not what spoken word is. You can express yourself, yes, but spoken word is not about the person who's saying it. Spoken word is about the issues that the form deals with. If you go back and look at all of these different examples of Def Jam, whether it is they sing a song, remember this guy, I wrote a song that don't mean and it, don't say and it, don't do and he was mocking the rap culture. It was a simple, stupid song, but what he did was show how simple and stupid songs are that is making a whole lot of money. Now, what issue do you want to address? Are you saying through your piece, or is it that you want to address the issue of people who are judgmental, looking at you, looking at where you are, and judging where you are and saying you cannot achieve? Or are you speaking about people being determined to overcome their circumstances or their situations and using your life as an example? But there must be an issue that you are addressing. This is not the forum to testify about where God has taken you from. That's church. Hallelujah, bless the Lord, God save me from X, Y, and Z. Form something. Right. Okay, good. Because that was my thing. I'm here, I'm like, okay, fine. You're saying who I am, all right. You're saying what I've done, all right. Okay, see who I am, all right. And you're saying who I'm done. Okay, it didn't go anywhere. As I told the person who came before you, spoken word, like all poetic forms, you must travel in a direction. You must start here, and then you end up there. Rather than you start here, then go back here, and go back there, and you're just going in circles. After the first minute, we get bored and we lock off. There are rules to it. Now, I believe that you are going to be a success because you are the kind of person who says, if I want to do something, I will put my mind to doing it. Therefore, if we tell you how to achieve it, you will achieve it and you will go after it. So, confidence, I don't think you have a problem with that. Your voice is a little bit too soft. You need to project your voice a little bit more for me. You need to work on your stage presence some more for me. I saw you came, you have the confidence there, but I need a little bit more of that. But what I need especially from you is for you to understand the form that you are taking up. There must be some rhyme. There must be a rhythm. And if you look at, in terms of some other literary devices, whether it is alliteration, using the same letters over and over a period of time, or whether it is metaphors, or whether it is similes, whether it is using cliches, whatever it is, these things must be found in the form, because it is at the end of the day a type of poetry. So your performance, I know you want to say something that's important, fine, we ain't going to doubt that. But understand the form and perform the form. You see where I'm coming from? Understand what the form is and perform it. But she told me that a piece on fatherhood, that's a beautiful topic. It's a wonderful topic. What angle did you go at it from at the audition?
At the audition, what I did, the angle that I looked at it from was basically the fact that society continues to criticize and chastise fathers because, I mean, we often forget the contributions that fathers make. Okay.
You are in my head, dude.
Okay, for example, every year we all know when it's Mother's Day. When it's Father's Day, people are always asking, when is Father's Day again? So it clearly shows that many people have forgotten the importance, especially the role that fathers play.
Pause. You good at doing research?
Pardon me?
Are you good at doing research?
Yeah.
Okay. The Single Fathers Association.
Mm-hmm.
You heard about it, right?
Yes, I've thought about it.
Okay, good. You understand the issues that they are facing and the challenge that they are facing?
Well, I believe I have a fair knowledge of what...
Okay, good. So, here's my suggestion for you. I love the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my fact the other day, I am angry at the way that society likes to say men are not being good fathers. I'm angry about it because it is not true. They take cliches about women who have had bad experiences with their boyfriend or their husband or with their father, and then this is the general. Today we had graduation at Compre, and we had nearly 75 fathers standing up for their daughters and for their sons. And people like, oh, that doesn't happen. I walk around and people say, oh, there are so many bad fathers, and I'm seeing men pick up the children, carrying them to school, fellows who carry child in the grocery, carrying them in the mall, buying chicken for them, all that kind of story. So I know, we know as men, this is not true. And somebody needs to stand up and defend our fathers and defend men and men who are good fathers. And if you would take up that challenge, and I applaud you, go through. But I want you to understand the form. So take some time, look at different pieces. Now, we are Christians. We're Christian, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. You said Def Jam Poetry. PCM. It's PCM? PC4M. Passion for Christ Ministries. It's a Christian spoken word forum similar to Def Jam, but it's Christian with artists, Ezekiel and Josh, name something with J. They are good to look at. Look at them. Listen to what they do. Don't take their voice. You're not American. So don't come in with no Yankee. I would cuss. I mean, holy cuss. Alright? Listen to what they do. And then go back to basic English. Poetry. Poetry has rhythm. Poetry has rhyme. Go back to those basics. Find a rhyme, find a rhythm. You don't have to be a slave to it, but make sure that there's some rhythm that goes. And when you hear the pieces, you would hear the rhythm. The American spoken word style is that they use popular culture as part of their pieces. And if you look at Two Sets Movement, you've heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Look at their pieces as well. Darian, Brandon, all these different people. Look at what they listen to, what they do, and how they put forward their style. What they do, Trinidad spoken has its own specific rhythm as well. You're not Trinidadian, so don't be Trinidad style as well. Find your own voice. But listen to it. And when you hear what they song like, it will give you an indication as to what the form is supposed to sound like. And then from there you go, from there you build. Once you get that foundation, then you can start building and performing and producing and going from there. The foundation is lacking in the circumstance, and it's going to affect you badly, because the minute you go up on stage and you start doing what you did just now, everyone will lock off on you. You're not going to listen to a single word past the first minute. And what you have to say is important. And I want you to understand that what you have to say is important. And the fact that you have the courage to come up on stage and say something is already testimony to the fact that you understand that what you want to do and who you want to be is important. But you can't want to do something and do it the wrong way and then say, give me a medal for trying. That is like going to say, I'm going to Olympics. I run against Bolt and you can't run. You get a tail wash. People will laugh at you. And nobody would say, oh, you're determined. No, they would say, you're stupid, because you didn't understand what you were doing. So know what you are doing, understand the form, understand the craft, and then go with it.
Up next on the Spoken Word Challenge.
Why we destroy your natural beauty. Beauty that cannot be contained, explained.
What you're doing is a little bit difficult, being able to bring the rhyme and bring the mood and still be able to bring the message and make the message work.
Times they come across a little too commanding, baptizing the weakest heart that's lurking.
Never had the courage to say that your father visited the hospital each time you were born to provide a roof over your head?
Just because I told you God spoke to me directly. Really? Okay, I understand that.
Data and Technology Solutions Limited offers computer repairs, computer sales, both laptop and desktop, computer accessories, networking solutions, IT consultation, point-of-sale systems, printing, scanning, copying, and faxing. Opening hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday at Bay Street, Scarborough, Tobago. For more information, call 639-3051 or 639-3706.